A mystical force has possessed a girl's body. Can the psychics exorcise the evil spirit? Don't miss out an astonishing secret of the victim. This is Psychic Investigations, a project of exclusively true and impressive stories. People who call themselves clairvoyants investigate intricate criminal cases and mysterious paranormal phenomena. "15-year-old Maria Shamray is an ordinary Ukrainian girl. She looks just like millions of teenagers around the world. She excels in school, dreams of becoming a physician, loves reading, and helps her mom at their family store. However, the peaceful life of this typical family has turned upside down lately.
Something awful has been happening to her in the past 2 weeks. She's been screaming hysterically. It looks really terrifying.
The terror began on Easter Sunday. Traditionally, the family went to church in the evening to have their Easter breads blessed. Maria went with them. Suddenly, she was seized by an inexplicable fit.
The pain was indescribable. I don't even know how to put it into words.
Maria went back home. Once in the house, she fainted. Fortunately, her uncle was there at the time.
I brought her inside and started giving her water. When you don't understand what's causing it, it's terrifying.
After this incident, Maria fell ill and spent a week in bed.
The pain was hellish.
But it was only the beginning. The worst was yet to come.
Each seizure was accompanied by her not seeing us clearly, only silhouettes. But when it passed, she could see well again.
These unexplained fits were soon accompanied by an unearthly scream. It all looked like some supernatural creature was screaming through the girl.
These fits lasted nearly a month, almost every day.
Maria's relatives live in constant fear, as no one knows when the next seizure will strike. Because of this, Maria stopped going to school, leaving the house, and interacting with her peers.
We've seen all the doctors, from the therapist to the neurologist. We've done all the tests, but they only shrugged. They found nothing.
Then, things took an even stranger turn. One morning, Maria woke up and started behaving very oddly. Her mother thought that she was in a semi-conscious state, as Maria was telling her that she could sense all her ailments.
I was alone with her. She sounded like someone out of their mind, speaking in a different voice, not her usual tone, with her eyes closed, telling me all these things.
Over time, the neighbors started coming to ask Maria for advice. Rumors spread through the town that the girl had developed psychic abilities and was a medium.
She started predicting things and said she wanted to heal people. We don't know how to deal with all this.
However, the family is concerned about Maria's health. The strange seizures are becoming more frequent, and the girl's terrifying screams echo through their home.
It's not for the faint of heart. She screams in a voice that's not her own.
For it's unbearable to watch. You drown in your tears. It's pure torment, a living hell.
We're pleading for help from any psychics who can hear us. We have no one else to turn to.
The mother doesn't understand what's happening to her only daughter. She raises Maria on her own. The girl's father left the family before her birth, so the woman fears losing the only meaning of her life.
I'm ready for anything. She's my everything, my only child.
To figure out what is going on, our project's experts, Olga Kalinova and Larissa Mohila, who is assisted in her work by a female spider named 13, arrive on the scene.
Such a beautiful girl. But for some reason, I see something like a beast inside her. The beast is hairy and has claws, and it's slowly tearing the girl apart from within. She's in mortal danger.
The mother senses it, and when her daughter's condition improves, she takes her to church. But this brings no relief.
She started to feel unwell inside the church. She felt a pressure on her shoulders. Still, she held on there, but when she got home, she started screaming and crying, saying she was being torn apart.
It feels like someone digs claws into my body, down to my bones.
Maria says the only thing that somewhat eases her condition is cats. There are now 12 of them in the family, always by her side. The psychics arrive at Maria's home, where her mother is waiting for them.
Hello. Please, come in. I hope you can help us.
Where is your daughter?
She's inside. Please.
Hello. Maria, may I sit by you? The energy here is very heavy. Some force from the other side is draining all your life energy. Please give me some water. I don't feel well. Some entity, like a vampire, started draining my life force. It was the entity from inside Maria, and it did the same to her.
Are you any better now?
Yes, thank you. I'm better now. That's why I brought holy water with me.
13 is acting strange, look. She senses strong negativity. I feel it too as I get closer to the girl, and when I approach, she hides behind me. A man from her past. The cards show me a man standing next to her. He's not a blood relative. He's someone close to her, bound by love and affection.
Dima.
Before her strange seizures began, Maria had been dating a boy named Dima for 3 months. Could he have anything to do with what's going on?
Please give me a card with your hand. I see people meeting on the road.
On the bus.
They rode the bus together to school.
I take the bus to school, and so does he. That's how we met.
He loved her so much and she loved him. He was so protective of her.
An intense love turns into obsession and stalking. He constantly thinks about you and watches you. That's what's coming from him now.
After we broke up, he's been hanging around our house all the time.
He would dial her all the time.
And when he's around, I feel sick. But when he leaves, I feel better immediately.
Dima was with the Shamrays at the church on the Easter morning when Maria's first seizure occurred, so the mother and daughter suspect that he might be responsible for what's happening to Maria now.
We need to talk to Dima to have a clearer picture.
Dima's home is just 5 kilometers from Maria's.
Is anybody home? Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Our visions brought us to your home. There's a young man here who was connected to that girl.
He's coming.
This is Valentina, Dima's mother. Soon, Dima himself comes out to talk to the psychics.
Hello? Are you the boy who stalked Maria?
I never stalked her.
God, Irina, why are you doing this? It's so embarrassing.
It's not. We're trying to understand what's happening to my child.
What does this have to do with us?
It's clear that the mother and son don't like this conversation. However, the psychics must make sure if Dima is indeed responsible for Maria's condition.
I had a feeling that something wasn't right. There was something else neither me nor Larissa noticed. Dima, why were you constantly following Maria?
I wanted to prove that I truly love her.
He would give her flowers and bring her home. Maria was here all the time. He did everything for her.
Irina, Maria, you believe that Dima is somehow responsible for the seizures, but in reality, he's just deeply in love with the girl. And the fact that he kept showing up near your place, and then the seizures happened, it's a strange coincidence. He didn't do anything wrong. On the contrary, he's still worried about you, Maria. I started praying, asking higher powers for a sign. But we didn't expect our prayers to have such power because what happened next was beyond anyone's prediction.
Another seizure. Are you unwell?
You have water?
Yes, yes.
Breathe. Inhale and exhale deeply.
It just hurts like I'm being torn with claws.
Claws tearing her chest apart.
Dark forces control Maria. I recited a prayer, and they started to react. They fear prayers and anything sacred.
Bring water.
More water. Hold her head.
Olga, give me a candle. The candles snapped. Olga, the candles are dying out.
It seemed that Maria was about to be torn apart by that strange beast inside her.
Let's take her to a closed space. Lie down on the seat.
Hearing the girl's screams, people from neighboring houses come out, visibly terrified.
Everyone, step back. This is dangerous. We continued to fight for Maria, trying to free her from the grip of the dark forces that had possessed her. Just a moment. Where's my holy water?
Maria, do you hear me?
I do.
The force inside you will leave now. Be quiet.
We managed to ward off those dark forces, but only temporarily. I'm afraid to say that, but the girls seem to be in cahoots with the dark forces.
The psychic's words send shivers down the spine, but how could this be?
That's all. You're with us. Please give me some water now.
Maria is better, but Dima can't hold back his tears, as he still loves her.
I need a moment. I need to collect myself.
It seems the psychic's nerves are giving way. Without explanation, Larissa Mohila leaves everyone and walks away.
Take away your camera. Do you understand what just happened?
The psychic is extremely nervous. Olga Kalinova goes to her. She asks us to stop filming. An hour passes, but the psychics won't return.
Are you all right?
Yes. I want home.
The girl is sent home with her aunt. Her mother stays behind to hear what the psychics have to say.
Irina, please forgive me. It's a very complex situation.
I'm having a vision, like pieces of a puzzle coming together. It's like a game. It felt like a dark game that forces that tried to possess Maria played with her, and she, unfortunately, lost. And now, those dark forces are trying to take her life.
The psychic's words are simply shocking. What game with dark forces is she talking about? Is Maria somehow to blame for what's happening to her?
Let's take a little walk. I don't feel well. It feels like I took on your daughter's state. The forces are so evil, but why are they inside the girl? Irina, we must come back to your daughter.
Just as everyone gets in the van, Irina's sister calls.
She's screaming wildly. Oh my God.
It turns out Maria is having another seizure.
Stay away from me.
Maria's mother prays. As usual, the family gives Maria a candle. but it seems this only makes her condition worse. The psychics are also deeply frightened and try to approach Maria, but she won't let anyone near her.
Get away. Back off.
Something terrifying is happening. Everyone is at a loss. Will the psychics be able to help the girl?
Maria, do you hear me? I'm going to recite an incantation now. Fight!
I don't know if I can.
It seems the girl calms down. But what kind of force is tormenting her? Where did it come from?
Come on, let's calm your mom.
It's going to be okay. Why are you crying?
Wait, a spirit of an elderly man has come to us. He's your blood relative. An elderly man who has passed away.
My father.
The spirit of Maria's grandfather was very agitated and seemed to be trying to tell us something.
His favorite granddaughter, a feeling of care, and Maria also had a strong attachment to him.
For Maria, her grandfather was like her mother and father. He was her entire family.
We know it.
He loved me very much.
Maria had no father, and her mother was always busy at work, so the girl stayed with her grandfather most of the time, and she was his favorite.
He was very dear to me. He understood me like no one else. I spent most of my time with him.
Maria had everything she pleased. Attention was all she lacked. She doesn't open her soul completely. Could you tell your mother everything? The way you and Grandpa used to communicate?
I've never told anyone else.
The grandfather remains her guardian and protector. He wants to protect her from this force, and for some reason, he's afraid. The devil.
Oh God.
That means this force is here.
Maria, you're under the power of Lucifer himself.
You gazed into the realm of darkness.
This is incredible, but this girl is only 15 years old. How did dark forces find their way into her life?
I see the puzzle pieces again. But now I see you, Maria, sitting and putting them together, one by one. You're playing a game, but you don't even realize that you're playing with death.
But what does this all mean?
Maria, I see a book in your hands. The book influenced you and changed your worldview.
Maria started departing to the unreal world on her own.
Later, Maria confessed that after her grandfather's death, she indeed read a book about a lonely girl who gained extraordinary abilities.
It was in the book. The main character lost someone she loved very much. She had magical abilities and fought against evil.
Maria identified with the book's protagonist. Indeed, her grandfather, who she loved, had passed away. The only difference between Maria and the girl from the book was that Maria had no abilities, so she started pretending to be a psychic. Admit it, Maria, you pretended to be a clairvoyant, didn't you?
Maria finds it hard to speak. Later, she confessed that she indeed pretended to be a psychic, as she wanted to be like the heroine of the book.
The girl enjoyed her so-called game because she received attention, but she went too far. The forces of darkness decided to take control of her. Did she really want to have the abilities? Yes, they could have given them to her, but at the cost of her life.
An entity must have a specific reason to come and connect itself to someone's energy. It can be a life problem, an action, an event, negative thoughts or beliefs. In Maria's case, it was her belief that she could become a psychic.
Such entities are usually attracted to people with weak energetic protection. These can be children or teenagers. Additionally, It can happen when a person's asleep, stressed, shocked, or entranced.
When you had your first seizure, you were genuinely terrified, weren't you? And for a good reason. That's when the dark forces first came to you. That's why you reacted so strongly to everything related to the church. After all, the demon can't tolerate anything associated with the church. Holy water, candles, etc.
A clear sign of an entity's presence in a person is their reluctance to go to church, as well as their inability to stay in there. But this force wants to push you. You often feel a beast's claws tearing at you from within because the entity can't hide under the guise of good for long. It will reveal itself as a beast sooner or later. Then the beast will tear you apart from within. At the very least, you will lose your sanity. And in the end, your life.
I will perform a special ritual to drive this dark force away from you, Maria. But the ritual is dangerous, so I will do it alone, separately. But now, please pray. And never, Maria, never play with the dark forces again.
I am immensely grateful to you. I want all of this to end here and now.
I'll banish all these foolish thoughts from my head. I'll fight. I want everything to be all right from now on. Everything will be fine. I firmly believe that.
It's unbelievable. Fascinated with mystical books, the girl decided to play psychic, but became a victim of dark forces instead. Fortunately, the psychics were able to break the teenager's connection with the afterlife. Unbelievable story of a black widow. Why is a woman burying her beloved men one after another? Watch the shocking revelation of the forbidden love union. In this episode, the psychics respond to the call for help from Tetiana Nazarova from Ukraine. The young woman is desperate. All the men who appear in her life die soon.
It's a glob of pain that won't go.
Her 4 husbands died. She buried all of them. She's all alone.
Tetiana's first husband was taken by an illness. The second one was beaten to death, while the third had a sudden heart failure. Her 4th husband committed suicide.
People say the problem is in me. They call me a black widow.
Tetiana blames herself for the deaths. This thought is driving her insane.
I've even decided I would never date anyone or live with men anymore.
However, this is not all. Her friends stopped talking to Tetiana, and they avoid her. Her neighbors won't even say hello and try not to communicate with her. Women are afraid Tetiana can kill their husbands.
There's fear of her. Some kind of inner fright.
She's a witch and must be burned on fire.
She was probably cursed, or I don't know.
I beg the psychics to help me understand what's going on. I'm only 37, and I want to live on. I wish to have a family. I hate to hurt people around me.
Psychics Jana Shulakova and Larisa Hutsanu agreed to help Tetiana. Before setting out for the investigation, they meet to discuss what they feel.
Look.
The Black Widow.
Black widows usually drink the energy of the men they live with, replenishing their own energy. But something is terribly wrong here. When I worked with her photo, I saw a strange creature. It was little, like a dwarf, and had a hump on its back, creepy hands, and a big nose. It's holding Tetiana by her shoulders, and when she raises her hands, she holds men's heads in them.
I see a different thing. First, there are crosses. 1, 2. The first one is near, while the second one is farther away. Then I see a short woman approached by a man. When the couple embraces, the sky above them becomes stormy. It turns dark and frightening, and the couple crumbles to dust.
The psychics come to see Tetiana. She's barely holding her emotions.
My soul hurts for the deaths that have already happened. If this doesn't stop, I'm afraid I can hurt myself.
You shouldn't even think of such things.
But what do I do?
The cat that jumped on the fence from the street suddenly interrupts the psychics.
Animals see otherworldly forces and spirits. So when the cat appeared, I also saw a silhouette rushing around us to and fro. It keeps flitting and it won't stop. The strange entity approached Tatiana, and then it seemed it dissolved in her. The picture sent chills down my spine, and the death energy emanated from Tatiana immediately. Mikhailo.
Mikhailo is our sound engineer. He suddenly got unwell and passed out. Everyone's terrified, trying to revive him.
Mikhailo, how are you?
Mikhailo was shivering. He felt so bad that he couldn't even move. It felt like all energy was suddenly sucked out of him.
I've dealt with Black Widows before. They drink their husband's energy for years. What happened to Mikhailo happened in a split second. Mikhailo, try to remember what you felt before you fainted. This is very important.
I felt being smothered. First, I thought it was my jacket collar. Then something hit me in my chest. It was a hard blow. I don't feel well.
In the yard, I saw a silhouette that literally entered Tatiana. She felt nothing, but Mikhailo fainted the very moment it happened. Let's stop filming for a while. We need time to understand what's going on, and Mikhailo needs a protection spell. This is very dangerous. We don't understand what we're facing.
My God, this is terrible. I don't want it anymore. I want to leave.
Wait up. Oh, Kayal's calling.
The clairvoyant's colleague was extremely worried. Kayal Alekperov started talking of some deadly danger that threatened the whole crew and the psychics.
He felt something. He says it's somehow related to our story. He wants to help us.
This is what we need.
I was preparing for a prayer when I had a vision. A young woman with large blue eyes. She was surrounded by the project's crew. Then a hideous entity emerged behind her. It resembled a man with a hump on his back, but he was very short. He pointed his finger at several crew members, and they fell dead. All of them were men.
The psychic described the same entity that Larisa Hutsanu saw before the investigation. But what kind of spirit is it? And why is it threatening the lives of other people?
We put a protection spell on us, Mikhailo, and the entire crew, but we can't tell how long it will last. We don't have much time, a few hours at most. Once the entity decides to food on somebody else, it's going to be a nightmare.
The clairvoyants return to the yard. Tatiana is too worried. She says she won't take another death.
This pendant will encapsulate you so the information or energy won't escape you. You'll be like in a box. Thus, I can work, and Larisa can work too without any threat.
My Jinn says, search for a man, but fear his son. But who am I supposed to find? One of this blue-eyed woman's husbands? Or somebody else?
It's been leading me that way, to the left all the time. I need to go there. Ah, my goodness! What happened here? There's blood.
What did you see?
My husband. He was torn apart. He was lying here and his body was torn to bloody pieces.
It's awful. Tetiana found the body of her last husband, who was torn to pieces, right where the psychics are standing. He was a military man, and he killed himself with a grenade.
I see him. A dark-eyed man with broad eyebrows. He's broad-shouldered. He extends his hand towards me, and there's a piece of paper in it.
A note. He left me a note. In it, he wrote that he loved all of us and asked to give his regards to Vika. She's his daughter. He said it was all his fault.
As it turned out, Tetiana's husband had a brain tumor. Every day, he suffered from unbearable pain, and to rid himself of it, he decided to commit suicide.
I left for work in the morning. I called him at about 10 or 11, but he didn't pick up the phone. Then I felt something was wrong. I caught a bus and returned, crying all the way home. It was raining hard. When I came here, I saw him lying here. His body was torn to pieces. Is he here now?
Yes, he's next to you. He wanted to spend his life with you until you both grew old. It's very hard for him. He says, "I loved her so much. She was my world."
Ow! God!
Did you feel his touch?
Yes, it was like a wave that flowed on me.
He's asking you to forgive him, and he's crying. His head is bent down, and he's crying.
I asked Victor's spirit how he died, and the only thing he told me was, the dwarf killed me. What dwarf? Did he mean someone real or the entity from the netherworld? But what matters most is, how did he kill Tetiana's husband?
I couldn't get one thing, though. If Tetiana wasn't a traditional Black Widow, then why did all her husbands and lovers die? It was as if some sort of entity, feeding on sexual energy, had taken possession of her. But the question was, why?
I see an image of the blue-eyed woman. I see her as a teenager, and next to her is the spirit of a young man. Dear God, people around her were dying even back then.
And indeed, the boy Tetiana loved at school, her classmate Yevhen, died a few months after they began dating.
When I was in the 9th grade, the boy, Evgen, I have his photo, died.
He went to bed and never woke up. The doctors said the cause for the death was a dislodged blood clot. He was only 14. Soon after that, Tetiana had another boyfriend, but he was murdered 6 months later.
He was beaten up badly. We barely recognized him.
Other teenagers beat him up. He was 17.
I see a man. Who is this man?
What does he look like?
He's about 50. The spirit of some man appeared next to us, but then it vanished suddenly. The next moment, I saw it from afar. It was moving away from us. And then some force dragged me after it sharply. My God.
Larissa.
The dwarf is hunting. This is what my book is telling me. God, who is he? There's only one thing I feel clearly. He's going to take someone else's life. Something must be done urgently.
It brings death. My power is leaving me.
Larissa? Quiet, quiet. Bring water.
When the neighbors heard the noise, they rushed outside, and they're trying to help.
God! The dwarf is trying to attack one of my colleagues. It may have fatal consequences, and her heart may not take it. She must be saved.
People, bring smelling salt.
Her hands are getting cold. We need to hurry.
Does anybody have smelling salt? Yes, got it.
The situation was going out of control rapidly. The protection spell Larissa and I put on everybody was getting weaker, and the entity attacked Larissa. It seemed it was the same entity that had almost killed Mikhailo. Larissa, do you feel any better?
Yes. At first I was pulled somewhere by the spirit of a man. Then some other entity attacked and took away my powers. While I was running along the road, the man's spirit kept repeating, "Go to my cross."
Yes, I saw a cemetery nearby. Do you mean the spirit was dragging you to its grave?
We need to go to the cemetery.
Look, what we have here, there, is a man who died. This man seems to be your family. Has any of your relatives died?
My father died 2 years ago. He was 70 and he had stomach cancer.
Tetiana's father was her mother's second husband. Tetiana has a stepsister from her mother's first marriage. But what is the connection between her father and the fact that the men she loves die?
Is your father buried far away from here?
A 10-minute ride.
Let's go.
The spirit of Tetiana's father was standing by his grave. He was waiting for us. He was clenching his fists and crying. He asked us, "Tell my daughter the truth and ask her to forgive us." I have a feeling there are many things you and your father had to tell each other, but you didn't.
I didn't feel my father's kindness. He distanced himself from me.
I noticed a woman approaching us. It was another spirit, and she was asking for forgiveness. There's a woman here, a woman's spirit. She's short and plump, and she looks older.
This is Dad's mother, Grandma Olha.
She's standing behind the cross. I had a vision. A room with a bed. Tetiana's father and grandmother are sleeping in it. For a few seconds, I saw what happened before it. It made me sick. Wow, such skeletons in the wardrobe. So, your father and grandmother had a relationship.
Sexual?
Yes.
Oh, God.
They had a connection. It was incest.
Tetiana is shocked. Is it really the truth? How could the psychic's words be verified? We tried to discuss this delicate matter with Tetiana's mother, but she refused to comment.
Mom always bore a grudge against Dad. She still sometimes recalls how he cheated on her. She received a call from someone. It was a woman who told her, "Helena, you must arrive quick. Your vassal is in bed with a woman." And she still sees the picture of them in bed. She'll be 76 soon, but she can't forget it. It hurt her a lot.
Tetiana's mother never told her who her father was with. However, it turns out that her stepsister knows everything.
Yes, it's such a shame. I was shocked. My stepfather, he had a relationship with his own mother. I know it because Mom told me.
This is a truly horrendous situation, but when this happened, Tetiana was only 8. What relation does she have to it?
God, I finally understand the meaning of the words. Find a man, but fear his son. It's about Tetiana's father. Now I feel that he has an energetic offspring, and it's not like all the rest. This is the dwarf that the book showed me. As a result of the sinful affair, this terrible creature, the invisible entity, was begotten. It's an energetic glob of their sin. It's not a person. It's an entity that wants to live too.
So this is why it's been feeding on sexual energy. It appeared as a result of a sinful connection.
But why is the entity the psychics mentioned tormenting Tetiana?
The energetic offspring that appeared as a result of the incest was searching for a body in which it could live, and he possessed the body of the blue-eyed woman. At that moment, energetically, she was the weakest in the family. With her, he was getting stronger and stronger until he became a real monster.
I'll leave you the pendant. It's going to protect you, so nothing will reach you or harm people around you. But most importantly, we had to break the link between Tetiana and the spirit, which had been regularly taking possession of her, feeding on the energy of those who were around her.
The psychics go to the van, where they begin the preparation for the ritual.
Larissa, take the salt and pour it in. Close it. Let's go and bury it. The entity will stay here, and it won't bother Tetiana or the people who are around her.
Thank you so much. I can't hold back a smile. Am I going to be all right?
Of course. Everything's going to be fine.
Thank you so much.
It's hard to believe what consequences the sinful connection between a mother and a son had. Otherworldly revenge. A ghost with a black cat is trying to kill a young mother and her 2 children. Don't miss out. What shocking truth about the woman will the psychics reveal, and will her prayers guarantee her forgiveness for what she did? Yevgenia Chebotaryova from Ukraine is asking the psychics for help. She has a son, David, who is 6, and a daughter, Kira, who is 2. The girl was supposed to be born in December 2017. However, 2 months before that, on Friday, the 13th, her mother experienced bleeding. Doctors urgently performed a cesarean section, but during the operation, Yevgenia fell into a coma.
The doctors struggled to revive me for 3 days.
The cause was an overdose of anesthesia. Most remarkably, Yevgenia remembers the feeling of leaving her body during the coma.
I was walking around the maternity ward and went up to the 2nd floor. I saw a lot of little babies in the cribs. It felt like my soul was wandering.
When Yevgenia emerged from the coma and was allowed to see her daughter, she realized that she had seen her while she was unconscious.
It was precisely the baby I had seen while I had been in the coma.
The story of the girl born on Friday, the 13th, while her mother was in a coma, stunned all of Yevgenia's relatives and friends. After a while, the happy mother and daughter finally returned home. However, soon enough, the woman began to notice strange signs that came in the form of crosses in their house.
I went outside, turned around, and here, there were 2 large white crosses, like those you find at a cemetery. They were scratched here.
Yevgenia ran into the house to bring her mother, but when both women came out, the mysterious signs on the door were gone.
It looked like someone had wiped them off with a rag. We still can't understand where they came from.
The next week, a mysterious cross appeared on the bathroom ceiling, and before it vanished a few minutes later, Yevgenia took a photo of it. You can see it now on your screen. However, later, the eerie crosses manifested right on Yevgenia's arm.
I was at my friend Olena's place, and suddenly 2 crosses appeared right here on my arm, like old scars.
The marks looked like scars from old wounds, but then they disappeared.
After the incident, almost every night, Yevgenia began to have the same dream in which she buried her children.
I was standing in a cemetery, and there were 2 little coffins for Kira and David. I woke up screaming.
The mother's heart feels it's a sign, and something might happen to her children, especially given that her daughter has recently started seeing a man's ghost in the house.
She stares into the corner and says, "Mom, a man, don't." When she does it, it means don't be mean. She's scared.
Soon, 6-year-old David started to see the mysterious stranger as well.
I looked out of the window, and there was a shadow that looked like a man. And behind him there was a black cat. A scary shadow.
Yevgenia doesn't see any shadows, but recently, strange attacks have started happening to the young mother. Yevgenia falls to the floor and begins to speak in a frantic male voice. However, she remembers nothing afterward.
She was speaking some strange foreign language, and the voice wasn't hers.
Yevgenia first thought it was a result of epilepsy, which she has had since she was a child, but she takes medication, so the attacks occur very rarely, and they're mild, so this is definitely something different.
It wasn't an epilepsy attack. It looked like something possessed her.
Yevgenia believes that the mysterious male ghost that's haunting her house takes possession of her. She's afraid it could eventually end in her death, and her children will be victims after her.
They make me happy. I love them above everything else in the world.
Yevgenia is 26. She works as an accountant. She says she's always considered herself a strong woman, but now she's desperate, especially considering that she is raising her children alone after things didn't work out with her husband. The young mother is really counting on the help of the clairvoyants.
I need them to help me understand what is going on.
Our project's experts, Zhana Shulakova and Rubina Tsibulska, agreed to help Yevgenia.
I had a dream last night. I was standing in a cemetery next to a grave. There was a cross on it, and a black cat was walking along its bar. I took a step towards it, and it started hissing at me. Then I heard a male voice say, "This is because of what she did to that girl."
Who? Yevgenia? What did she do, and who did she do it to?
The cards say that a woman paid money to cover up a brutal act.
Hello.
Hello?
I really need you to help us.
The dead man with the cat is bound to you. I heard his voice in my dream. Your children also see this man.
Whose spirit is he?
Wait. Somebody's blood was spilled here.
Was anybody killed here?
No, nobody was ever killed here.
The blood spilled because of revenge.
Something fell there.
Technically, the door couldn't have fallen. There was absolutely no one in the yard, and there are no animals that could be running around here.
The man, the cat. What do you want? He's pointing at you and...
He wants you dead. Let's go away from here. My God.
But why?
The man has been haunting the woman for quite some time, and his energy is very powerful. I don't understand how Yevgenia is still alive at all. Hold on. I see you were also in a coma when you birthed your son.
Yes, I was in a coma for about 2 or 3 days when I birthed my son. And so was I when my daughter was born.
But there were no issues with anesthesia the first time. The doctors still have no idea why Yevhenia suddenly fell into a coma and came out of it just as suddenly.
My mirror showed me the dead man with the cat. He provoked both situations. And then the cards revealed to Jana a horrific, bloody secret that some children had been hiding for many years.
Children, a secret.
I see a boy and a girl in my mirror. The children are in a room filled with smoke, and they are not breathing. It's a vision from the past, but it relates to your family.
Yes. These are my grandmother's first children. The first was Tanya, and the second was Vova. They suffocated. They were supposed to be my uncle and aunt.
The tragedy occurred many years ago, even before Yevhenia's mother was born. Her sister was 3 years old at the time, and her brother was 1.5. The room in which the children were playing had a stove, which became the source of the tragedy.
My mirror is showing me a doll.
They said that they had put a doll on the stove.
And it caught fire and the smoke rose.
Yes, yes.
The children weren't alone in the house. There was an adult, but he was asleep.
Grandpa, their father, Grandma wasn't home at that time.
Yevhenia's grandmother, who was the mother of the boy and girl, had gone to the market, and her father, exhausted after a night shift at work, lay down to rest in the next room and fell asleep. He woke up to the smell of smoke, but it was too late. They couldn't save the children.
I'd like to work at the place where your mother's brother and sister perished.
Yevhenia's grandparents' house was on the shore of the Sea of Azov. Over time, however, the water level rose and the building deteriorated and had to be demolished. Yevhenia's mother, Victoria, joins everyone there.
Hello?
Hello?
My brother and sister suffocated here.
I see the mother approach the house the moment the father was taking the children out of it. The parents tried to revive them, but the boy had died in the house.
My brother died immediately. He had no chance.
The girl is breathing, but she dies soon too.
She took a breath and then died immediately.
And her parents witnessed it.
What a shock it was. The father feels like his heart is being torn out. He felt guilty for the rest of his life.
Yes. He thought he had failed to save his children.
And for your mother, it was such a horrific trauma, such stress, that she couldn't have children for many years until you were born.
Yes. Doctors said she couldn't have children after the awful stress she had experienced.
Victoria was born 14 years after her brother and sister died, when her mother was 40 and her father was 42.
I don't sense that the children's deaths were caused by a supernatural force.
It was an accident, and it has no relation to what is happening in Yevhenia's family.
This man who is threatening me and my children, who is he? And where did he come from?
Did you hear that?
Yes.
We heard a cat mewing, but there was no cat anywhere around.
This is the man with the cat. He's standing here watching.
I feel that the cause of Yevhenia's epilepsy is of a mystical nature, and it's related to the spirit.
The attack started when I was 15 or 16 years old. Doctors can't explain what triggered my condition.
You are still alive only because someone or something seems to be constantly repelling this dead man from you. Of course, Yevhenia should treat her condition with medication, but we needed to find out who this spirit was, so her condition wouldn't worsen.
Give me your hand. I see a large cemetery. You stand by a grave. There is a woman next to you, but you and her are strangers. And she's performing some kind of ritual.
Yes.
What is this?
There was a woman at Mom's work. She said that to get rid of epilepsy, I needed to visit Dad's grave. And so, we went to the cemetery.
Did your father die?
He was hit by a car when Yevgenia was 2.
Did the woman perform the ritual on his grave?
Yes. She practiced magic. I was terribly afraid. I didn't want to do it.
She told me, "Step away and don't look back, so you don't see it. You don't need to know this." But I still agreed to it because I wanted to help my child.
She took my finger and punctured it, and the blood dripped right onto my father's grave.
The woman wasn't a sorceress at all. I don't feel that any help came from her because the condition remained. And if she carried out some senseless rituals, she could have accidentally bound your father's spirit to you. And in this case, he is the man with the cat. Could it be him who poses a threat to the family?
Why the cat then?
Did your father happen to have a favorite cat?
We never had cats at home.
Then what cat is that?
We need to go to your father's grave.
Suddenly, I saw a spirit in front of me. It's your father, and I can't understand why you feel guilty towards him. He passed away when you were very young.
I don't go to my biological father's grave. I'm afraid of cemeteries.
Yevgenia, you are very lucky that this fake sorceress performed the ritual on your father's grave because your dad loves you very much, and he would never harm his daughter. It's not his spirit that is bound to you. You must speak to him.
I really wish you were here with me, alive. I love you very much.
He's embracing you. Do you feel it?
Yes.
It was your father's spirit that was constantly trying to repel the ghost with the cat from you. He's gone now.
But who is this man with the cat, after all?
My mirror is showing me you with a cat. It was killed as part of a ritual.
Look.
My goodness.
What is it doing here?
A black cat appeared, and it sat right on the grave.
Did you have a black cat that suddenly disappeared?
Yes, Murchik. He disappeared.
I feel him being used in some kind of ritual. And somebody brought his remnants to your house.
According to my feelings, it was done out of revenge.
Have you ever found any remnants?
Bones. On the spot from which you, Rubina, took the earth this morning. The bones were there.
So that's what I felt near your yard this morning. We need to go back there urgently.
We found them over here.
The dead man is somehow connected to the ritual with your cat. Female hands brought the cat's bones.
The woman is young. She bound the spirit to you.
And to make him take your life, she brought your cat to his grave and sacrificed him.
Who is that woman?
You know her.
I see her bloodied. She's being beaten brutally. She's being kicked. By you. Yevgenia, what is that supposed to mean?
At school, I was in a gang that beat and bullied other girls.
How old were you?
13.
Your group was like a dog pack. You attacked and beat innocent girls.
Yes. We beat everybody we didn't like. I still feel ashamed because of it. I know I'm guilty.
I see girls being shoved, pulled by their clothes. You spat on them, tore their clothes, and laughed at them.
Yes, yes, yes. We stood around and laughed at them. And I remember the last case. Her name was Yulia. She was plump. And so we decided to make fun of her. We got together and beat her up, but I don't remember who put her on her knees. There were lots of kids.
And you got away with whatever hideous things you did.
Money solved everything.
Mom went to the police and paid them, so they wouldn't touch me.
A woman paid money to cover up a really brutal act.
I understand these mistakes now, but I didn't back then. It's even possible that I ruined their lives, their whole lives.
And one of the victims went to a knowledgeable woman and ordered a curse from her.
I feel that at first, you didn't want to take part in those terrible attacks, but you had to join the company of the cruel girls to not be another victim.
Yes.
They threatened you.
Yes. Like, if you don't punch her now, we're gonna beat you up and humiliate you.
But I also felt that this old bullying story partially had something to do with Yevhenya's mother, and I asked Yevhenya to bring her. Your daughter systematically participated in cruel bullying of her peers. She was intimidated, and she had no one to ask for protection, as you were never around.
I was too busy at work and simply had no time.
And you realized you were losing your daughter.
Yes.
But it was easier to pay for what your daughter did with money than to try to understand why she behaved like that.
If you'd been next to me and spoken to me at least occasionally, it would have never happened.
It's my fault.
However, Yevhenya was also at fault towards her mother. I felt that over all these years of resentment, she said many terrible things to her mother, but still, she decided to take the first step towards reconciliation.
Please forgive me for everything, for what I told you and what I did. You're my dearest person in the world.
That's the most important thing, ladies.
But the spirit won't stop.
Help us, please.
Yevhenya, you will have to repent sincerely.
I agree to everything.
I need an open space and a water body.
Yulia, Anna, Halina, Natasha, Nastya, Vera, Lisa. Please forgive me for causing you so much pain. Forgive me for everything I did to you.
To ensure everything will be all right with you, I strongly recommend that you personally ask for forgiveness from all of them. We sent the spirit to the other world.
It took me a long time to understand that it all happened because of me. Thank you very much. It's such a relief.
It's not for nothing they say, as ye sow, so shall ye reap. Fortunately, Yevhenya has finally realized this. A real-life horror movie. Why has a ghost possessed the body of a young beauty and is now trying to kill her? Will the psychics manage to save the poor girl? Don't miss one of the most shocking investigations ever. Ukraine, a small town near the capital. In this house lives the Uryukov family. Mother, father, their daughter Alina, and son Yevhen. Everyone is worried about Alina. She is 17, just finished school. She loves music and writes her own songs, but recently, something strange has been happening to her. She says that nearly every night, a ghost torments her.
Something grabs my hand. I feel this icy cold.
Her mother constantly sees her in tears, and Alina keeps telling her about a strange entity that threatens her.
It says, "Soon I will take full control of you."
Lately, the spirit has not only been grabbing the girl's hands, but even strangling her.
Bruises and scratches appear, then turn into scars. This one is still on me.
But the most terrifying thing happened a month ago. The ghost returned, and this time, Alina barely survived.
I was sitting on my bed watching a movie when I heard this rustling sound outside my window. And then, I remember seeing something white standing right next to me. And suddenly, this sharp pain. It felt like I was in a fog. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. With my last bit of strength, I just screamed.
Alina's mother, Olena, heard her daughter's horrifying scream from the next room and rushed in. The sight left her paralyzed with fear. Her child was convulsing violently on the bed.
She was twisting, screaming, "Mommy, save me, I'm dying!" I panicked. I called the ambulance, and they rushed in, started examining her, put her on a stretcher. They said it was pneumothorax.
Pneumothorax, the buildup of air between the two layers of the membrane that covers the lungs. When air enters this space and the pressure inside becomes higher than in the lungs, breathing becomes impaired.
Air flows in when you inhale, but it doesn't escape when you exhale.
Air kept building up inside Alina's lungs, but she couldn't exhale.
If a patient doesn't receive medical attention in time, it can be fatal.
An emergency surgery lasted nearly 6 hours. Alina was incredibly lucky. She was saved.
The doctor told me, "You only had 20 minutes left. You got lucky."
Pneumothorax usually occurs in 2 cases: due to chest trauma or lung diseases such as abscess, tuberculosis, or inflammation.
She never had any health problems.
The cause of Alina's attack remains a mystery to the doctors. Her family and Alina herself are terrified.
I beg you, please come and help my child.
I'm afraid of dying. I still want to live. Please help me before it's too late.
Ukrainian clairvoyant Olena Koryilova and British medium Anna Galliers take on the case.
Olena, I had a strange vision on the plane. I saw the angry eyes of a young man. He grabbed me by the throat and struck me, and then, in an instant, everything changed. It was cold and damp, darkness all around. I looked up, and there was a bright light, like a full moon. But then something happened, like an eclipse. The full moon started shrinking until it completely disappeared, and I was left in complete, impenetrable darkness.
Anna, last night I had a terrifying dream. It was as if I was in a tiny pitch-black room. In front of me sat a black cat. Then a door appeared on the wall. It opened, the cat darted through it, and I followed. And on the other side there was a well. And beyond the well there she was, Alina. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for responding. Please help my daughter.
Look into my eyes. The threat to her life.
In this house, Alina, you've encountered something from the other side more than once.
Yes.
Then maybe the problem lies within your house?
That's not our cat.
This is someone else's cat.
But how did it get here?
The windows and doors are closed. It couldn't have just slipped through.
It feels like this black cat has appeared near you before.
Yes, I remembered. Just this week, I was walking through the city, and I saw a black cat. It was just standing there staring at me. This is the same one.
Who are you? Don't touch me.
When it started scratching Olena, I was in shock. The eyes weren't cat-like. It was mad, wild. Its gaze was like the devil's.
I still don't understand what this cat is. Let's isolate it for now. I'll let it stay here for a while.
Something also happened to you that's connected to the cat, in a dream.
I woke up in the middle of the night gasping for air. I dreamt of a cat sitting on my chest. But when I woke up, nothing was there.
And your brother has felt something too.
I was sleeping and I dreamt of a cat. It was walking toward me and started scratching. In the dream, it was choking me.
Yevhen, give me your hands. I see a woman's eyes. A woman. She's saying something. They don't listen to me.
A spirit of some woman is trying to tell you something. That's why it often roams this house. I'm looking over there, and from the room where you, Olena, locked up the black cat, there was just a strange light, like a camera flash. Let's go into that room, the one with the cat. Strange, but I no longer feel any negative energy.
It's gone.
The cat really isn't here. Where did it go?
Chills down my spine.
I was in shock.
That wasn't a cat, it was a shapeshifter. A shapeshifter is a being that can transform into an animal or bat. Until we entered the room, I could feel the presence of a female spirit in this house. But the moment we found out the cat had disappeared, the spirit vanished with it.
I need to go outside for some air.
Alina is breathing heavily. It's clear she feels really unwell.
Alina, what's happening?
Are you feeling sick?
The girl stops responding to questions. Tears stream from her eyes.
Alina!
Look at me.
Suddenly, through her tears, the girl began to laugh.
That's not her. That's not her.
Alina changed in an instant. Her eyes, that laughter, it wasn't her. And most importantly, her energetic aura turned completely gray. That only happens in cases where a spirit has taken over a person's body. Somebody, give me a lighter.
It was as if there were two people inside Alina at the same time.
In medicine, this is called dissociative identity disorder, but in reality, it could be spirit possession of a person. And if the spirit fully takes over a person's consciousness, it kills.
Sometimes something enters her.
I had to take drastic measures.
It seems Alina has regained consciousness. Only later was she able to explain her condition.
My chest started to feel tight. And that's it. After that, I couldn't control myself and remember nothing.
This isn't the first time. She lashes out, curses. My child becomes unrecognizable.
I don't remember my attacks.
Each time, Alina says, it happens the same way. First, she sees a white apparition. Then, something seems to choke her, and she begins to see everything as if through a fog. It's like a dream where you can't control your actions.
Even if she went to every psychiatrist in the world, they wouldn't find a diagnosis.
She's already seen a psychiatrist.
I went to a psychiatrist. He said everything was normal.
Alina was sent home, but a few days later, the attack happened again.
I just thought maybe I had lost my mind a little.
You haven't lost anything. This is an attempt to take your soul.
Something is trying to possess you, Alina. All your attacks are attempts to push your soul out and replace you.
I hope someone will help my child.
The most important thing now is to find out who this spirit is and why it chose you.
I had a vision, as if a black cat was nearby. It ran into a small neighboring house in Alina's yard. Strange, but I saw something similar in my dream before the investigation. There was nothing around, just a black cat sitting in front of me. A door appeared on the wall. The cat ran into it and I followed. Let's go there.
I can feel the energy of a dead person coming from there.
The clairvoyants point to a small annex. This is where Alina currently lives.
I'm being shown a small wooden box. There are some pieces of jewelry inside. Are they yours?
Yes. Yes, they're in there. Here.
May I open it?
Yes.
Something is missing from the box. There was a ring here. A woman gave it to you.
She has curly hair. She comes here sometimes.
That's Grandma Ludmila.
The ring that was taken from Alina's box was removed from a dead person.
Wait. She used to bring things home from the morgue, remember?
She worked at the morgue. A small wedding ring, I just remembered. It's in our house. I don't know where she got it from.
The ring that Alina's grandmother had given her was indeed once inside her jewelry box. Now, it is stored separately.
The ring belonged to a woman who had died. And I thought, what if it's her spirit that is trying to possess Alina's body? Can we speak to the grandmother?
Hello.
This is my grandma, Ludmila.
Lyudmila, do you recognize this item?
No.
You gave it to me once.
Did I? I must have forgotten.
Lyudmila, but you worked at the morgue.
Yes, as an orderly.
Did you take this ring from a dead person at the morgue?
The woman burst into tears.
It's my fault. I worked at the morgue, and as soon as I started my shift, I took a ring off someone.
The woman said that times were tough for the family. She had hoped to make some money, but never managed to sell the ring. Eventually, she gave it to her granddaughter.
After this ring appeared in your home, strange things began happening, didn't they?
I see things, hear rustling, knocking sounds.
The owner of the ring was a woman, and this piece of jewelry was very important to her.
Behind Alina, I suddenly saw the black cat again. It instantly turned into a woman. She pointed at Anna's hands, where the ring was, and said, "I only need that. I don't need the girl."
Fortunately, the spirit isn't evil. It only asks for what rightfully belongs to it. You need to take the ring to a cemetery and leave it there on any grave, and the spirit will leave. It is not possessing the girl. Besides, Alina, you only got this ring recently.
Yes, just recently.
Let's go to your place.
However, the girl suddenly feels unwell again.
I can't control my body. I feel awful.
Who are you? Tell me. You can speak, can't you?
Yes.
Why did you come to this living girl?
She has already lived long enough. I have the right to live too.
Breathe. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale loudly through your mouth. Open your lungs. Open them. She wants to live your life so badly. She is trying to take over your body.
But who exactly is the clairvoyant talking about? As Alina recovers from another attack, Anna Galliers silently walks off, away from the Uryukov family's home.
I hear a whisper, a woman's voice, but it's not a living person. We need to go this way.
My God, what's happening? Get some water.
I don't know what's happening. It was terrifying. It felt like I fell into some kind of pit. It was dark, and there was a lot of water.
There's a well here.
Oh my God! Someone died in that water. A girl. I can see a vision now. A young girl and a boy near this well. He attacks her, grabs her by the neck, strangles her, and throws her into the well before sealing it shut. I've seen a similar vision before. His cruel eyes. He's trying to grab me by the throat. When he threw the girl into the well, she was still alive, barely breathing. The last thing she saw was the same thing I'm seeing in my vision, the lid of the well slowly closing over her like a coffin, a horrific death.
This is chilling. But what the medium senses really did happen in this area?
Sometime in the 1980s, this happened. A guy threw a girl into a well and sealed her inside. I think she even died in that well.
This girl is closely related to your daughter, and you know something about it, Olena.
The woman isn't sure, but she thinks Alina's strange dreams, which her daughter occasionally tells her about, might be connected to this whole story.
She says she dreams of falling into a well, scratching at the walls. Her fingers scraped and bleeding.
She comes to me in my dreams often.
She's trying to take over your body, remove your soul, and replace it with her own. She wants to live. You won't be here anymore.
It's hard to believe. So, does this mean that the spirit of a girl who died many years ago is occasionally possessing Alina, pushing her out of her own body? But why?
Wait, Olena, that well was sealed shut. No one touched it. But at some point it was opened. And it was your husband's hands that did it.
My husband threw a pump in there and drained the water into our pool.
When we bought this house and built the pool, I put a pump in there and drained all the water out.
That well was her grave. Her spirit remained there all those years because no one disturbed it. But when it was opened, the girl's spirit was released. By draining the well, the homeowner unknowingly tied the spirit of the deceased to this house. And then, the spirit saw another young girl, alive, happy, living the life she herself had been denied. She loved life so much, and now she wants it back. We must expel the spirit and break its connection to Alina.
To save Alina, we had to take a risk. Summon the spirit that keeps trying to possess her and force it to leave for the afterlife forever. Alina, give me your hands. Close your eyes. Open them. Look at me. Has she come back? Is she here again? It was terrifying. The spirit refused to leave Alina. I decided to use my last resort, a mirror, to create a portal to the other world and pull the spirit into it. Blow. Exhale. Alina, is it gone? Do you feel it? Mom, hug her.
My girl, my girl. Now everything will be okay. My dear girl, it's over. It's all over. Calm down.
Maybe it was just a strange coincidence, but at that exact moment, as everyone was still in shock from what had just happened on set, a cat appeared. This time, it was white.
That was a good sign. Life will be better for this family from now on.
Do you feel better?
Yes, much better. Thank you.